Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Only one type of burger. For every pallet. Fries are extra. Large in size. We've got the shakes. Going over the brim.
Hey, this is Chris from JCW's. Put a positive, delicious spin on your day at any one of our 5 locations. In Lehigh, American Fork, Provo, South Jordan, or Harriman. JCW's, quality and a lot of it.
And now,
it's 10 a.m.
let's just get down to it.
And it's time for your sports fix.
Strap yourselves in, folks.
From 2 guys who have covered the teams you're passionate about for years.
We are professionals.
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson. Welcome. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.
How you doing?
Doing well, you?
Oh, you know. Nothing like a Friday on the front end of a back-to-back.
Yeah. Your Friday and Saturday are booked, as are mine.
I don't know. Days don't exist.
Yeah.
Days don't exist in the sports world. They really don't. I mean, I ran into somebody, and this is ironic because I complain about working nights all the time, but there was really complaining about working nights.
Uh-huh.
And I said, this is the business we've chosen. Which Godfather is that I always forget? Is it 1 or 2? I think it's 1. But anyway, this is the business we've chosen. If you like, quote unquote weekends,
It's a bad one.
It
has a lot of positives.
When I slung electronics / hand tools at Sears, the people that really cleaned up at Sears were the appliance salespeople. Mm-hmm. Like, you could make, and this is back a zillion years ago, Christian Sears was a retail outlet
kind of
for
catch-all.
Years and years. And it started as a catalog, ironically enough, considering that more or less like Amazon is
a catalog.
Basically a catalog.
Yeah, we've gone full circle.
Is what sunk them. But those people slinging appliances could make, a really nice living. However, your Saturdays and Sundays were booked.
Yeah.
Like, you were working. Your holidays, people, normal people look forward like, Labor Day. I can't wait to grill a hamburger. Whereas they had to be like, Labor Day.
Selling a dishwasher.
I can't wait to move this great Kenmore appliance.
Yeah.
Your home needs a Kenmore appliance on this fine Labor Day. It's just kind of what you got to do, right? But yeah, the jazz season is winding down. Is this their last back-to-back?
I'm not sure. It's possible. Certainly. NBA's tried to get rid of them.
Christian, by the way, quick show update before we dive into it all. Christian is, in fact, here. Christian is expecting, and his wife are expecting a baby any day now. The due date is officially next week.
April 3rd, next Friday.
So Christian, and maybe we could do a little bit of a call-in here on this.
Okay.
All right. Because Christian's getting tons of parental advice. Yeah. And if you want to go that direction, feel free. But I want to ask you, Ben, what advice would you give Christian in the days leading up to birth? You know what I mean? I'll tell you what I would have done if I could go back and relive the last week before I was a parent and what I would do. But I think that's the advice Christian needs right now. Not necessarily the parental advice, which he's drowning in. And again, people can call in, but the days leading up to your first kid, what would you have done differently, or what advice would you give our dear friend Christian? Go to the KSL Sports app.
Yeah.
Hit the call-in feature. Say, this is for the Jake and Ben show, and then give Christian advice. Because I know mine.
I would say you should pack stuff for the inevitable hospital stay, because you're going to be there at least 2 days, that will keep you somewhat occupied without annoying your wife. Because I think there are a lot of dudes who are like packing up the PlayStation. It's like, well, you can't game while she is raising your child for the first 2 days of that child's life because nobody knows what's going on and nobody knows how to do anything. And you don't want to be obnoxious on top of her, not struggling, but trying to reinvent her life. And you're just like, well, it's just a normal Wednesday night for me. And you picked a particularly bad time to have a baby. Well, actually, I guess you know what? The advantage you have, Final Four is going to be on. You're actually, if you're in the hotel or in the hospital next weekend, there's going to be some good basketball on. I was in the hospital for the Utah storming the field 3 times game. So I remember that BYU-Utah game very well because sitting there with nothing to do.
So you're saying pack a book or something?
Something that is non-offensive. Something that's not loud and that she already is like bothered that you do too much. Don't do that. Don't bring that.
Don't sit on my phone on Twitter.
Whatever your thing is that she's like, I can't believe he's doing this again after whatever, a couple of years of marriage now. Abandon that for a little while.
Well, let me ask you this: what's the visitation policy these days at hospitals?
I don't know.
It's got to be wide
I haven't
open.
been to a hospital in a long time.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Whatever you want to do.
My last kid, it was 2021,
Yeah.
and so the visitation policy was very restricted, and not like it would be that way today. However, like some policies with COVID kind of evolved things. For example, media press conferences and things got a little wacky for a while, and sometimes they go back to exactly normal and sometimes not. So I'm not sure but I would say I had super little downtime with my first. My second, again, during the pandemic, oh my gosh, we were just.
And your first will be
sitting.
different because all the family wants to see it.
And you're going to be a nervous wreck, frankly. I can't imagine playing video games when I had my first.
Well, you should see dudes. You should hang out with more dudes because dudes can persevere.
My wife, as a NICU nurse, tells me all the time there are dads that come in and they're just sitting there on bringing like a switch in or
Do you
whatever.
have an HDMI cord for me?
Literally.
I forgot to bring mine.
No. Don't do any of that. Like, I make jokes that I wish we were still in the waiting room with a cigar. Like, I wish that was the male role, but that is truly a joke. No, I don't. Don't do that. No. Be attentive, and if you got to kill some downtime with a book, knock yourself out. But
Bring your vape. No cigars anymore.
Bring your vape.
Yeah. Nurses won't be as mad 'cause it's harder to see in the bathroom.
Hide in the sleeve.
But you can smell a cigar. But if you're just ripping watermelon vapes.
Can you imagine just lighting up a cigar in the hospital in 2026?
No.
Oh, this isn't allowed?
I would respect it way more than
this is my family's tradition,
vape cloud
dude.
guy.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, can I? Okay, well, sound advice. Certainly don't bring the PlayStation. That's
Bring,
a
like,
bad idea.
A crossword puzzle that you guys can like pass off to one another
right.
when there's a little bit of
And
downtime.
honestly, you're going to be figuring out how to feed the baby, and you're going to be figuring out a bunch of different things that require some.
Your wife being
attention.
a NICU nurse, though, throws a real curveball into this, where it's like, I would tell you, like, let the nurses take the baby as much as they want. Like, you're going to have this kid for the rest of your life. I promise you it's okay if those first couple of days it's not in the room with you all the time, especially at night when you're trying to sleep. But, like, she's going to have all these rules because she's done it before. So she has probably a pretty specific game plan.
But she's never done this before. And like,
I think that's what I'm prepared to like remind her because she's only dealing with the worst case
Emergency.
scenarios, right? So knock on wood. I mean, if our baby's 100% healthy, like that's not something that she's used to.
Yeah.
well, I mean, we don't need to get too personal here, but the word latching is going to take on a whole new meaning if you go a certain direction, which she certainly has never done before. But I mean, your wife's going to be really great. Okay, my advice more is leaning toward this. Listen, if you, in the days leading up, however many days, if you have any time that you can possibly take to yourself, like care for your wife, do your normal cooking. I don't know your role in the household, but you knock all that stuff out. And if you have any extra time, and I don't care if it's video games or dropping acid or taking a nap.
Don't do acid.
You take that time and do it, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. I'm not saying neglect anybody. None of that. You get all that stuff done. But if you've got a minute, 10 minutes or whatever, you do exactly what you want to do at that moment. Because as soon as the kid is born, like that portion of time in your life goes down. I'm not going to say nothing, but it goes down
to next to nothing?
To next to nothing for the foreseeable future.
Don't put yourself in a compromised spot, like Jake says, where you're not sober for, I've never seen anyone on acid.
Well, Uber's a thing, Ben.
Yeah, call an Uber while you're hallucinating.
Can you imagine the story afterwards?
Well, this was the story of my child being born, not me, but our first. Her water broke in the middle of the night, and we went outside, and there was a bunch of kids partying on our lawn, and someone had parked behind me in our driveway illegally. And all these just like drunk zombies walking around my neighborhood. And I said, whose car is this? And everyone was like, I don't know, bro. And I was like, we're in labor. And simultaneously 30 kids sobered up. Like, we got to get this baby to the hospital. We got to get this car out of the driveway. And everyone started working together right away.
Oh, that's kind of hilarious.
But there was,
teamwork.
Yeah, it was.
Team on 3.
It was great. Nobody crashed. It was good.
But yeah, you can figure it out. You can get to the hospital. But I'm not advocating that Christian make that particular decision. You understand what I'm getting at.
I do. Just a lot of other things, like play a round of golf or something is maybe more logical.
Yeah, a round of golf.
Go hang out with your dad.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Kick it with the old man, sure.
Yeah. Anyways.
Don't drive to Reno or something, but hang out with the friends, do all that. That would be my recommendation to you.
It's great advice.
Thank you.
And you know what? I'm definitely gonna pull that card.
Jake
said, I have to go. I gotta go hang out with the boys.
Just
tonight.
do it.
I'm sorry.
No, just play the card. Make sure she's healthy and well adjusted, and then be like, dude, I'm going.
I would kill to see the guy who brings his video game system in and like puts the headset on. It's like Call of Duty. I got a battle.
Okay. Hey, listen.
The boys set up a time. I don't care if the baby's here. Like, shh. Get the headset in.
Oh, I told you I told you I met a guy.
What's the Wi-Fi?
My brother and I met a guy at a bar in Nags Head, North Carolina, who had a baby hours before, who was just dismantled at this bar. I mean, just overserved. Did not cover it. So, hey, point being, like, I don't know what people's relationships are like, but I would like to see somebody try that with somebody with my wife's personality. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like,
it would have to be a knocked up situation. And with all due respect to your wife, she wouldn't pick that man.
But no, she would not. But I don't care what condition she was in. She'd be out of that bed.
Correct. You're not supposed to be walking right now.
And that thing
she's running down the street. T2.
So that's solid advice, although I don't know if Christian, were you planning on taking your gaming system to the hospital?
My wife said I could bring my Switch, but I know I'm using my better judgment. I'm going to say no. I don't need that. This
will be a relatively short period in the rest of your life, and you don't want like her looking back and being like,
right,
put it down his video games for 10 minutes to.
Hold on, I'll grab the baby in a minute.
Give me a second.
I'm almost done. Boss battle.
Can you burp this? Hold up. Hold up. I've never been this far before, or I don't even know how video games work anymore.
I can't save this game.
Come on. All right. Anyway, advice for Christian. KSL Sports app. Hit the call in. What should Christian be doing with the final days before he becomes a parent? Be selfish, dude. I wish I was more. My wife would have been fine. Go play golf today, for sure. Does she play golf?
She does not.
Oh, okay.
No.
My wife got it. We can move on, but my wife got to be
2 hours?
got to be a better golfer when she was pregnant. I don't know what it was about the like center of balance or whatever, but her golf game went way up. Like second trimester on, she was like Jack Nicklaus.
Okay. Had a short game. Yeah.
Had to get her a suction cup for the end of the putter so she could get the ball out of the hole.
Yeah.
But man, her golf game was screaming. All right.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA is heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, A new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Hi, this is Alex Kantrowitz. I'm the host of Big Technology Podcast, a longtime reporter and an on-air contributor to CNBC. And if you're like me, you're trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is changing the business world and our lives. So each week on Big Technology, I bring on key actors from companies building AI tech and outsiders trying to influence it, asking where this is all going. They come from places like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and plenty more. So if you want to be smart with your wallet, your career choices, in meetings with your colleagues, and at dinner parties, listen to Big Technology Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
You deserve to feel better today. At Harper Clinic, patients report sleeping deeper, thinking clearer, and feeling stronger. Because mental health care is more than emotions. It's about your whole body. Work to lower your blood pressure, even boost your immune system. Get help to manage stress, focus, and reconnect. If you're facing anxiety, depression, or just feeling stuck, call Harper Clinic, 801-306-2345, 801-306-2345 to start feeling better.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Just top.
Did you know fluoride is not available in Utah water systems? And fluoride supplements work best from 6 months to 16 years old. A healthy smile isn't just about teeth. It's about health and confidence. Your smile matters. Find resources at yoursmileutah.org.
What a disappointing night of basketball.
Well, the late game certainly stunk. First two games were good.
Way to show out, Houston. Way to make the Big 12 look good.
I realized they were in trouble when they had 35 points with 7 minutes left to go in the game. I thought, that's probably not going to be enough.
No.
I don't care who you're playing.
And this was supposed to be Houston's offensive squad,
I hate their offense. I hated a lot of offenses. I hated BYU's offense this year as well. BYU a little more understandably just because when you have A.J. Bonson, you have Rob Wright, I kind of understand the take turns method. I actually thought that's what Houston needed a little bit more of. I thought they were too egalitarian. Sometimes it's just like, and maybe they just don't have the shooters. But, dude, just clear out. You have a lottery point guard who's really twitchy and can get to the rim. Like, just give him the ball up top and let him go to work, especially when things are not working for you at all. And that was the case. And credit Illinois. We were talking yesterday about this game, and usually it is easier to slow teams down than speed them up. And actually, that game was slow. It was a low-scoring game. But Illinois found a way to score even in the half court, which is hard to do.
Let me hit one more thing, and then I want to say something I never thought I would say. But now, I did not watch the Iowa-Nebraska game live.
Okay.
So explain this. You guys explain this to me. They had 4 guys.
So they go into a timeout with 58 seconds left.
Okay.
They are down by 3. Nebraska is down 3 to Iowa. Iowa has to inbound the ball full court, but they're up 3, so they have the advantage of kind of like, let's just kill the clock or let's use up this whole possession, and Iowa's really good at that anyways. And they look, and you can tell one of the players close to the ball, not the inbounder, but a guy close to the ball, counts the defense and is just like, there's not enough dudes out here. And he immediately starts pointing like, throw the long ball. Throw the deep ball because they can't match up with the guy who's sitting at half court, kind of the outlet pass. And sure enough, goes down and he gets the and one on top of it. But they've gone back. There's a guy whose entire job during the timeout is to hold a whiteboard, and it has your number on it and it has your initials on it, which means like, am I coming out of this timeout in the game?
You're playing.
You need to look at the whiteboard, and one of the dudes forgot. It's on the board. Like, the coaches did do their job. Hoiberg, to his credit, did his job. And they just blew it.
Okay, I have several takeaways from this situation. One, have you ever seen somebody spend their political capital or positive vibes or whatever you want to say faster than Fred Hoiberg?
That's tough.
Wins the first 2 games in NCAA tournament games in the school's history. And then, yes, he is the head coach. So guess what? It's his fault.
No, it's 100% on him.
And he should have been fired before can you imagine losing a game? Ben, how many thousands, and I mean thousands of competitive sanctioned games from high school to the NBA to Europe to China to wherever else this game is played professionally and otherwise. How many times, like what percentage of the time do you think every team that plays this game gets 5 people out onto the floor?
99.999. I mean, I've never seen it. I've never seen a team not get 5 players on the floor other than watching Hoosiers.
Unreal.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
I mean,
it's like when you're walking out the door. Everyone does this, right? Right pocket, left pocket, back pocket.
I mean,
keys, phone, wallet, I've got it all. How do you not do that when you're looking at your 4 players that are supposed to be 5 on the floor?
And I'm saying if, because these are dumb young people, if there is a player to blame, he should just give back his NIL money and vow never to play basketball again.
Let's sit this one out,
But
Coach.
you know what? I'm actually going to hold the adults accountable that, like, you got to get 5 guys on the floor, Coach. What are you doing? And then here's my further, and this is just further evidence in my opinion, that referees are the worst people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Just the worst. The referee has to count every time because they're looking for 6. The referee could have easily walked over to Fred and said, "Hey, Fred, we've got 4 players on the floor, Fred."
Yeah.
But no, the bozo referee goes, "I don't have to do that.
Inbound the ball.
I don't have to do that. It's your job. It's not my job. It's your job." Easily, I bet you, honestly, and here's coming to referees' defense, I bet you 90% of the refs out there would have been like, "Hey, Coach, you got 4
Yeah. Hold on. You only got 4.
Like, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold it up.
And actually, you can get a delay of game.
You've only got 4.
You can be assessed a penalty for not having enough players. You can get it for having too many. You can also get assessed a penalty for not having enough.
But this particular referee or
Hoiberg
crew
said something about
or
his
whatever,
mom.
dude.
Hoiberg said something during the game. And Hoiberg is not the most demonstrative coach. You know, if this was a Sean Miller or a Bruce Pearl, I would have understood doing it. I don't think Hoiberg is traditionally that guy. But, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a catastrophic mistake.
Even think of that. The egotism of, I'm going to stick it to you because you said something. I mean, come on. These are young people who are playing for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Get over yourself. Good. What is your job? But I don't know. That whole situation is just crazy.
We've talked a lot about, Kyle Whittingham, who did basically nothing but win games at Utah. We talk a lot about his loss at Washington where he called a timeout,
totally
but he should have
yeah.
just let the game run out. Absolutely blew it and lost in regulation a game, or what they ended up losing in overtime. But they gave Washington a chance to get to OT.
That's it.
Never should have done it. Witt not kicking field, whatever it was.
No, it was tied, and Washington was going to go to
OT, and Utah
and called a timeout like
That's
they could actually get the ball back and score again. And so Peterson just beat him.
Witt not kicking field goals against BYU. We remember your coaching mistakes the most. So yes, Hoiberg takes Nebraska to truly a place they've never been before. Not just a win, the first in, I just can't believe,
program history. Yeah, it's wild.
But 2, gets them to the second weekend, has a chance to win this game, and at the biggest moments, 4 players.
My team is on the
Team's
floor.
on the floor. All right, Gene. Yeah. That's always going to follow him now.
Wild.
4 players on the floor.
It should follow him, though. That's
Absolutely.
the thing.
No, yeah, that's an unforgivable mistake.
It really should. All right, I'll pay off my T's and top 3 stories coming up next. I'm going to say something I never thought I would say. And it's for a really petty personal reason.
Okay.
Which I know people enjoy. Stay tuned. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA is heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Hi, this is Alex Kantrowitz. I'm the host of Big Technology Podcast, a longtime reporter and an on-air contributor to CNBC. And if you're like me, you're trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is changing the business world and our lives. So each week on Big Technology, I bring on key actors from companies building AI tech and outsiders trying to influence it. asking where this is all going. They come from places like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and plenty more. So if you want to be smart with your wallet, your career choices, in meetings with your colleagues, and at dinner parties, listen to Big Technology Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.